dragging people into a dark and deadly addiction.
WDRB's Danielle Lama tonight gives us an eye-opening look at our region's heroin epidemic from the perspective of police, addicts, and those in recovery.
On the streets of Louisville.
Everywhere. Everybody has it.
A dark undercurrent pulls in addicts.
I tried it. No. Worst thing I ever did, and I was hooked.
Heroin has saturated the city.
Pretty much anybody could be using it.
Officer Tate Mason has seen its powerful hold firsthand.
I'm going to be in the 1100 block of Eastern Parkway.
As an officer in LMPD's 4th Division, he patrols Old Louisville and several surrounding neighborhoods.
Definitely within the last year or two, there's been the increase in heroin has just been phenomenal.
He's showing us the problem.
I'm being arrested.
Police found needles on this 29-year-old woman while she was being arrested on a warrant. She agreed to share her struggle with heroin if we didn't show her face or her name.
I started on pills. When I was younger, I had surgery. Started out, doctor assisted, and then just kept going from there. Now, heroin's cheaper, easier to access.
She's become a prostitute and a thief to feed her addiction and admits she's high right now.
Did you ever think you'd end up here?
No. I always said that I would never, actually.
She grew up in rural Harrison County, an example of how heroin is no longer just an inner-city drug. It's reached the country and the suburbs, inside the homes you'd least expect.
I had a good childhood. My parents, gave me everything I wanted or needed.
Adam Dickin grew up in the East End. The Ballard High School graduate started regularly using pain pills when he was about 18, the same time he left for college at Indiana University.
I got degrees in finance and accounting. I started a career at an accounting firm here locally.
His addiction cost him that high-paying job and his apartment. He lost control of his life and started using heroin.
At one point, it seemed like there was nobody that I knew that wasn't using pills or heroin or something.
Dickens says he's been clean for about 8 months, thanks to help from the Healing Place, an addiction recovery center. 5 years ago, heroin users were rare here. Now it's the drug of choice for about 9 out of every 10 people who walk in the door.
What's the youngest heroin user you've seen?
Oh, a teenager. I've spoken to groups and spoken with, young cheerleaders that were 15 years old, addicted to heroin.
Chief Program Officer Pat Fogarty says kids are experimenting with drugs at a younger age, using harder drugs sooner. He says heroin takes its hold faster, and it's lost its social stigma.
The East End is the fastest growing population. We're getting clients from Indian Hills, 40207 zip codes. It is in the East End, and in fact, drug dealers in the East End now have the little squares that you put in your cell phone and take credit cards to sell. So it's really become mainstream.
A mainstream, deadly drug. There were 204 overdose deaths in Jefferson County last year, up by 12 from 2013.
I overdosed alone with my son. Ended up getting CPS on us. He was in jail. We lost everything.
Back on our ride with police, officers are sent on another call to check on a couple for acting suspiciously. But Jennifer Dunn and her boyfriend claim they're clean.
I almost died. Came home from the hospital and did more dope. And then still had some the next day.
I would take money from my mother. I would take money out of my mother's purse.
They say they're trying to get their lives back on the right path.
Destroy your life, destroy your families. If you want to lose everything you have, do heroin.
As we return to the squad car, police tell us they found a needle in Dunn's bag. She says she didn't know it was in there, blames it on a friend. It's a dark undercurrent.
I definitely don't think it's getting better right now from my perspective.
Leaving addicts with few options.
You have to have it to function. You use to live, and you live to use. It's no fun anymore.
Ending in recovery.
I still have all the opportunity to get back into into life.
Incarceration.
After a while, you're nothing but a slave to the drug.
Death, or something in between.
It's hell. If I would describe hell, that would be my life right now.
There are some signs to look for if you're concerned that a family member or a friend is using heroin. To learn more, just go to WDRB.com and click on the online version of this story. Danielle Lama, WDRB News.